Rescued Ohio was founded on August 1st, 2015 by a group of dedicated animal lovers in the central Ohio area. The founders came from various different vocational backgrounds, but they all have one thing in common: the passion to save dogs. Before starting Rescued Ohio, they were previously involved in different aspects of rescue, including fostering, fundraising, coordinating, and training. The mission of this group is to help find homes for unwanted and abandoned dogs and to advocate for the rights of all animals everywhere. Some of Rescued Ohio's proud accomplishments in 2017 include placing 585 dogs into their forever homes, with about 350 of those being puppies. Since our foundation, we have adopted out over 1,200 dogs, helping make that many more families complete. Rescued Ohio provides the best medical care possible, and no dog is adopted until medically cleared by our veterinarians. Because of this, our expenses average $20,000 to $25,000 a month. We certainly wouldn't have it any other way and have a hard time saying no to a dog in need. We'd like to introduce you to just a few of the dogs lucky enough to find their forever family last year.
We started at first looking for like a certain breed, which was like a Rottweiler breed. And then we went through, like I was looking through sites online and stuff, and I was like, rescue. And I actually came across, I think it was a chocolate lab mix on Rescued Ohio, and that's kind of what sparked our interest. So I put the application in, and then Leslie Walker, I believe, was like, well, like this, looking at our application, like, hey, like, did you see Sheba? Like, have you seen Sheba? So we put Sheba on the list of, I think there was like 3 or 4 dogs that we were going to see, and that's kind of how we started the process. Everyone was friendly, everyone was very helpful, they had a lot of information for us, and it was just a great process.
I think her temperament and everything, like we did see like 3 or 4 dogs, and with 2 small kids, she was the oldest of the ones that we did see, and she was housebroken and all of that, so that was kind of more of, I think, what we were on board for, instead of trying to have a potty train a 2-year-old and a puppy. So
and she was just sweet. I mean, she wasn't like being a pit bull, like you automatically assume like with their temperament and
but she was the complete opposite.
This is gonna be an aggressive dog. Nothing at all. She was sweet, friendly, she was energetic, like everything of the opposite that you think a pit bull mix would be.
I'm Rebecca Shores. I am the veterinarian at Animal Care Center of Polaris, and we are one of the hospitals that is privileged to work with Rescued Ohio, and we've been working with Rescued Ohio for over a year now, and I've had the privilege of being able to treat some really neat cases. One of them here is with me. This is Ella. Ella has been kind of a long-term patient. I first met Ella when her wonderful foster family found a mass on one of Ella's mammary glands, and unfortunately came back as mammary carcinoma, which is a really aggressive type of cancer in dogs. It's pretty common, unfortunately, to see in dogs that haven't been spayed, and Ella unfortunately hadn't been spayed prior to coming to Rescued Ohio. Throughout Ella's kind of diagnosis, we've worked to kind of determine how far the cancer has spread. Rescued Ohio has been super wonderful as far as allowing us to take x-rays of her chest, making sure that her cancer hasn't spread to her chest, to get an ultrasound to look for invasion into lymph nodes and organs within her body. And unfortunately for Ella, her cancer unfortunately has spread. Ella is a hospice patient, but that doesn't stop her from keeping everybody, including us here, on our toes from everything that she seems to get herself into.
So fostering a hospice dog is, some of it's obviously very similar and some is very different. When you decide to foster, there's going to be a point that you're going to have to say goodbye to that dog, but that they still have better days ahead of them. They're going to find a family, they're going to be, they still have a lot of life left to live, whereas when you have a hospice foster, you know that you're eventually going to have to say goodbye, but it's not, that right now is the best days of their life. And so we're just trying to give Ella everything that she deserves, everything that a forever family would. We've done a few different paw print art things, which she's not a huge fan of, but we have more planned, so we're gonna have to work on getting her to like the paw print art.
Yes.
Like a day of destruction for her because she loves to chew up toys. So we're gonna a bunch of people have already donated toys. We're gonna, we have a fundraiser going so we can get her more toys. And we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna try to do like a party for her, so people, all the people that she loves, and that, you know, even people within the rescue that haven't had a chance to meet her, so they can come and see her and just have a good time.
So one of the other patients that has come through here is Rogue. Rogue has kind of had a super long journey of all these guys. So she was a heartworm positive dog, came in with heartworm disease, and we had to, before we could address any of Rogue's other issues that she had, we had to treat her for her heartworm disease first. And then Rogue unfortunately also had some masses on her mammary glands, and when we aspirated those and sent those in, they did come back as cancer. As with Ella that we mentioned earlier, one of the big things to do is to stage these guys, making sure that the cancer hasn't spread to their chest or to any other internal organs. And for Rogue, it did not. So we were able to remove the masses that were in Rogue's mammary glands. And she has been doing wonderfully since.
We didn't initially apply for her, but when the women came to our house to do the home test, she kind of stated that they had a coon hound that we could take a look at. So we have another coon hound at home, and we really love them, so we decided to kind of give her a shot.
I think she's had so many health concerns throughout the process. You know, naturally we're worried, you know, how far is that going to go? But no, I mean, she fit right in. She's sweet as can be. So no, we had no hesitation.
Another patient that we've gotten to work with, one of the more interesting cases that we've gotten to see is Charlie. So Charlie came to see us. Charlie was taken or found in a situation where she was tied outside and neglected. And was severely malnourished, but she had an interesting find by her foster mom, which was that her tongue really wasn't working quite well, and she wasn't really able to swallow and would just kind of drool quite frequently. And so we looked in her mouth for any causes within her mouth, for anything from growths to sticks that may have been stuck, and didn't find anything abnormal. We ran a complete panel of blood work tests and even some more obscure tests looking for neuromuscular diseases and some of the things that we don't frequently see. But everything is kind of fair game if you're kind of in a rescue situation. Charlie, we ended up sending over to the good folks at MedVet. She got to see Dr. Fenner, who's a world-renowned neurologist, and she got diagnosed with actually a vitamin deficiency. And because this girl had been tied out for so long and didn't have access to the proper nutrition and food and water, she actually had a deficiency of vitamins. And so once we got her in a situation where we replenished those, got her on good nutrients and treated her, she's done quite well.
Well, we had a chocolate lab that had passed away in the middle of the summer, and you know, we were debating whether to get another dog, so we already had 2 other dogs at the house. And my office manager came into the office and said, "Did you see the Max's Mission special that morning on the news and stuff?" And I said I hadn't, and she pulled it up, and we saw the special on it was Brownie at the time. But we call her Charlie now. So we saw the special, and then we applied for her immediately.
And I was not even aware that he had done it because I was out of town at the time. And so when I got home, he told me, and I was pretty excited about it. And the next thing that happened was we had a woman come to basically make sure that our home and we were a good fit for Charlie. So she did a home visit to our house and toured our yard and the house, and That seemed to go really well. And when we went to meet her with Tressa, who was her foster mom, and she was wonderful, as soon as we saw her, she just kind of ran to greet us. It's like we knew that we were going to be her new home. So.
Yeah. It was a great experience. The process was nice, and like I said, we were nervous. We didn't know it was going to happen for us, and once we met her, and then we told the boys shortly after that we were adopting her, and showed her the videos that we had kept from the segments on television.
So another patient that I've got to work with is Cooper, who was formerly known as Kane to everybody kind of here at the hospital and within RESCUEDOhio. But Cooper's case was a super sad case. Cooper was, fortunately for Cooper, was taken from a neglect situation where he was kept inside of a garage. And unfortunately for Cooper, he had an injury. He was hit by a car and had a pretty bad neurologic condition of his leg. He had what's called an avulsion injury, where the nerves essentially lost function down to his forelimb. And so because he wasn't able to feel his foot and to use his foot got secondarily infected. And for Cooper, we had to do an amputation because as a salvage procedure, because there was no way to fix and repair the nerve damage that had already been done on Cooper. So we did everything for him. We removed his leg here. He stayed in the hospital a few days after surgery to make sure everything was healing. He was kept on fluids and hospitalized and monitored. And now he's a happy boy getting around quite well on 3 legs and has a new family that loves him.
I had followed RESCUEDOhio on Facebook, so I saw all the dogs all the time. And one day I saw this litter of puppies, and I was like, I'm just gonna apply. And I just called him and I was like, hey, so I just applied for a dog through RESCUEDOhio, like randomly. So it was a pretty quick process, really. I put in an application, and within a couple days somebody called me actually to do some follow-up, some previous information, and then a couple days after that somebody emailed about a home visit, and we got that scheduled a couple days after that. And then after the home visit, the home visit is when we found out about Cooper, and then after that somebody called me 3 days later. We set up our meet, and then the following Saturday, so it was probably only about 2 weeks, the whole process, and everybody was wonderful. It was a great experience.
It had never even occurred to us to think about it when she asked. She was like, she asked us how we would feel about a tripod, and we were both like, no idea. Just had never even thought about it before. But and she said at the time that he had no problems getting around, playing, running around up and down stairs. That was really our only concern, was just we have a deck and 2-story, and making sure he can get up and down the stairs. And other than that, it's been really easy. It's really been no different.
Yes. He wanted to have a dog he could play fetch with, and Cooper he will chase and play fetch all day long, and he cuddles. The first night we brought him home, he slept in our bed with us. And that's where he slept ever since. He just knew what to do. It was like he'd been there the whole time.
So one of the really great things about working with RESCUEDOhio and working for this organization is they absolutely will do everything under the sun to make sure that any dog has the absolute best medical care that they can possibly get. Each dog gets a thorough physical exam. They get all of their vaccines updated. Each dog gets checked for heartworm disease, tick diseases, any internal parasites, and they get a thorough nose-to-tail evaluation. If anything checks out, if their teeth need done, if they have a mass, if something doesn't sound right when listening to their heart or lungs, RESCUEDOhio will go ahead and allow us to be able to evaluate those dogs. This organization is wonderful as far as putting the care of the dogs and the health of the dog absolutely at the forefront of their mind.